This is Stephen Janis reporting for the Real News Network in Baltimore City, Maryland. Today, U.S. Attorney Rod Rosenstein makes a stunning announcement. 7 police officers indicted for fraud, drug dealing, theft, money laundering, and racketeering.
I think an important point to make here is that this kind of conduct by police officers tarnishes the reputation of all police officers.
For a department already the subject to a scathing report from the Department of Justice, it was another black eye. 7 Baltimore City police officers accused of robbery, racketeering, drug dealing, and overtime fraud. Illegal activity so brazen, U.S. Attorney Rod Rosenstein says the officers, part of a gun task force, were running a veritable criminal organization inside the Baltimore City Police Department.
The 7 defendants were members of the gun trace task force of the Baltimore City Police Department, and during the course of their membership in that task force, they conspired to engage in a racketeering conspiracy. The crimes included robbery of victims, overtime fraud, filing of false police reports, and a variety of other illegal activities.
The charges are numerous and troubling. Officers stealing money from citizens who hadn't committed a crime, including one case of $200,000, filing false reports, extorting from innocent civilians. They were even charged with targeting residents who had money and illegally entering their homes to steal it. Other charges including conspiring to deal drugs with a kingpin that led to overdose deaths in the city, and stealing overtime, which allowed several of the officers to double their salaries with fake time slips. It was what U.S. Attorney Rod Rosenstein called a stunning criminal conspiracy.
And what you see is a lack of respect for the system, particularly in these discussions about overtime when the sergeant is away on vacation and the officers are allegedly at casinos and various other places billing overtime. There's a reference in the indictment to an allegation that one of the defendants mentions that working for the police department is easy money. And I can assure you that for the officers who are doing their legitimate jobs in Baltimore City, this is not easy money by any means.
Police Commissioner Kevin Davis faced tough questions, answering for a department already under a federal consent decree for illegal arrests and racist policies.
And part of the reality of reform is looking within our organization and pulling the covers back and seeing who is betraying the trust of our community. And these 7 police officers acted disgracefully. They betrayed the trust that we have and we're trying to build upon with our community at a very sensitive time in our city's history.
He also struggled to justify the nearly $40 million in overtime police had racked up this year, even while city schools are facing massive cuts.
Commissioner, the department just ran up a $40 million overtime bill, and these officers are saying how easy it is to steal it. Are you going to look at some of that? Because that's a huge amount of money, and it's possible, isn't it, if there's fraud continuing in overtime, if the overtime keeps exceeding the budget?
Yeah, well, Stephen, there's many jaw-dropping allegations that are included in the indictment. And for the average Baltimorean who, we know that our city is challenged with revenue sources, and we have many competing interests, not only within our own public safety community, but throughout the city, education, et cetera. The allegations of time and attendance and overtime fraud and overtime abuse, it's disgusting. And to take money out of taxpayers' wallets, and that's exactly what they did, and do it so arrogantly, represents a pattern or practice that undoubtedly has existed within this organization for many, many years.
For his part, Davis says this is all part of a long and painful reform process. Meanwhile, Rosenstein says the DOJ will continue to hold police accountable, despite recent comments by his boss, Jeff Sessions, to the contrary, who said last week the DOJ was going to relax efforts to investigate law enforcement agencies going forward.
But Jeff Sessions recently said he's going to pull back on investigating police departments. Given what you've experienced here in Baltimore, do you think that's a good policy?
I don't think that's exactly what the Attorney General said or what he meant. I can tell you that I know the Attorney General is committed to prosecuting criminals, whether they're in police organizations or any place else. So I'm confident we have his support.
This is Stephen Janis reporting for the Real News Network in Baltimore City, Maryland.